Once upon a time in a kingdom where everyone was happy and always dancing, the king and queen had a baby girl. They called her Snow White because her skin was as pure as snow. Sadly, the queen died in childbirth, thus the king tried to raise the little girl by himself, but as Snow White reached puberty, the king realized his daughter needed a female influence in her life. The king sought out a new queen and found a woman so gorgeous that he was bewitched by her beauty and begged her to marry him. One day, stories of a beast in the forest reached the king's ears and he left to defend his kingdom, but first, he said goodbye to his daughter and gifted her his favorite dagger. Unfortunately, the king was never seen again, and a devastated Snow White was left in the care of her stepmother, who soon showed her true colors. 10 years pass, and the kingdom has fallen into an icy despair. Queen Clementina barely pays any attention to her responsibilities, preferring to spend the royal fortune on parties and dresses. There are rumors of the kingdom being close to destitute, so the nobles wish the queen would remarry to bring back stability to their lands. However, instead of tackling the problem, Clementina sends orders to punish any person that spreads those rumors. She isn't kind to Princess Snow White either. The girl is never allowed to leave the castle, and when the queen's having a party, Snow White isn't even allowed to leave her room. On her 18th birthday, Snow White tries to sneak out to attend the gala, but Clementina pulls her hair as she scolds her and sends her back. Meanwhile in the forest, Prince Andrew is trying to find adventure, although his valet Charles is more worried about the stories of a beast hiding here. Suddenly, they're attacked by a group of 7 weirdly shaped figures that sword fight against Andrew to get his gold. Andrew is quite good and manages to defend himself at first, but 7 against 1 is a terrible disadvantage and soon Andrew loses. Then, the figures reveal they're actually a group of 7 dwarves wearing special suits during their stealing missions. These dwarves leave Andrew and Charles on the ground while they get the gold, but when Andrew laughs at them and calls them children, the dwarves decide to punish him before leaving. This is how Andrew and Charles end up hanging upside down from a tree with no clothes on. Back in the castle, Margaret and the other servants surprise Snow White in private, offering a little cupcake with a candle for her to blow.